Hi everybody, Sandra here from Createinspain. I decided I fancied making some keychains and I have cut out a tassel from craft foam. Now admittedly this isn't the strongest of stuff to use this, you'd be better off with faux leather. You can also make them from tablecloth material that we get here in Spain, which is fabric on one side, plastic on the other. I'm doing it with this because this is the closest approximation I have to faux leather or actual leather. Now you may be thinking, why would I want to make tassels when you can buy them relatively cheaply? Well, I've seen quite a lot of keychains for sale with tassels on. They've all got the same tassels, same colours, same style. Boring. And I would be willing to bet that the majority of you have got a source of fabric that you probably haven't thought about. Have you got an old handbag in your wardrobe doing nothing that you don't like? Maybe it's partly damaged somewhere. It's either leather or faux leather. If you're not going to do anything with it, cut it up, use that. So this is the file that I made. It's very simple, just a load of lines with a box around it. And what I'm going to do is to fold it in half, like that, and take a pair of scissors and just cut through the loops. Now, if you were doing this with the very, very thin fabric coated tablecloth material, you might want to double it up. If you're using something like faux leather or this foam, it's not very likely that you need to. And you'll probably find that you could cut that in half for each tassel. So there we go. So one cut and 4 tassels out of it, can't be bad, can it? I have my glue gun heating up here, and I have a heat-proof mat on my desk with my glass worktop saved underneath, so the desk is well protected. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is to put something in here so that you can then hang it on something else. There we go. Just a narrow loop there. And I'm going to put some glue on one side of this and stick my wire in. And then it's a case of just rolling it all up to complete the base of my tassel. Now that would be relatively boring as a tassel goes, and I don't intend for it to stay like that. Now I've got a couple of different things which I could put on here. I've got these lovely little glittery, foamy, sort of felty type balls. And I've also got some very pretty beads, so I could put that on there. Now I think that looks quite nice. Not finished, but that looks quite nice. I'm going to give that a very slight twist. And then I'm going to hold the wire like so. I can wrap that around a couple of times, the excess wire, like so. So I want to wrap this around and press it in. And there we are, I have my little tassel. Now, I'm no expert at making this kind of stuff. There are plenty of people who are really good at doing it. I've not had anywhere near enough practice, but I do at least have the imagination to come up with something a little different. So here's a few that I've done. These were plain ones done with the tablecloth material. This one was doubled up and glued in half, basically. So that's quite stiff. This one is much floppier. Then I've got the one that you saw me make just now, and I've got another one with one of the little fuzzy beads on it. I had to use a pointed tool to make a hole through this because the wire was too soft to do it, and then I added some extra wire around the neck of it. Now if you have any wire left over, small tiny little bits of wire, just a few centimeters, you can always make jump rings with them. I'll just show you how to do the jump rings because it is so easy that it's really silly to bother buying them. You want something the size that you want your jump ring to be, and you just hold the wire on and wrap it around like so. Pull it off and take some wire cutters and snip your little loops. Like that. To open them up, do not pull them apart like that. Simply get your pliers and twist them open, and then you can twist them shut. If you open them up like that, you will distort them, so you definitely don't want to do that. Now I've also got some larger ones like this because I figured those would look quite nice just put onto a chain and then hanging from the keychain in the same way that your main item would. I think that would be quite good fun. So here I've got 3 keychains that I've made. This one with the little bead and the tassel. This is a tiny little acrylic charm that I made a long time ago, and I just thought I would add that. And these 2 made from resin and glitters and bits of cellophane and all sorts of things in that one. This one I stamped a flower on the front and used a very, very, very fine metallic dust to make the flower in the foreground there. And this one was made using t-shirt transfer material, of all things. My previous video will tell you how that works, and then I backed it with a piece of white vinyl. So there we have it, 3 different types of key rings. I think they're just a bit of fun. I've just had a great time making them. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon. Take care now.